By now, you're probably extremely familiar with the Mexican recording artist Peso Pluma, an artist whose time in the light has been a short yet fruitful one. At only 24 years of age, Hassan Emilio Laija, better known by his stage name Peso Pluma or Featherweight, has managed to do the impossible, bridging the gap between Mexican-made music and the rest of the world, a feat once considered impossible by fans of the genre. Of course, you had popular artists in the States who were of Mexican descent, and even some that contributed to Mexican genres. However, we had never seen a Mexican-made artist go quite as global as Peso Pluma did in 2023. Peso Pluma was everywhere and his music was on the move, fast. And not just in Mexico and the US either. We're talking about his music charting in places where the people don't even speak the language. A truly impressive feat. But where there is smoke, there's fire, and Peso Pluma was about to feel the heat. Last September, Peso Pluma was on a high following the success of his most recent album, Genesis, and while touring his home country of Mexico, he found himself in a truly conflicting spot. One morning, the city of Tijuana awoke to an ominous banner posted on a highly transited highway, warning the singer to avoid showing up to the city at all costs, or else. Now, if you know the history of popular music and musicians in Mexico, this shouldn't really be a surprise. But if you're sitting here wondering just who or why anyone would want to randomly threaten a successful musician, then let's go on a bit of a history lesson for a second. Firstly, the people taking responsibility for the banner and threats is a group known as the Nueva Generación de Jalisco, or Jalisco's next generation cartel. That's right, the cartel. Now, this cartel is known as Mexico's second biggest, only second to their rivals of the Sinaloa cartel, the group formerly run by the ever-infamous El Chapo. So what's Peso Pluma got to do with all of this? Why would a cartel take issue with him? What did he do? You see, in most musical genres, in order to make it big, an artist has to sign with a label and allow them to work with their brand. This is also true for artists in Mexico. However, for some artists in the genre that Peso Pluma plays into, you have to sign with a cartel in order to make your millions. Essentially, they put up the funds, a little protection, and all you gotta do is be loyal towards them. Most artists who align themselves with a cartel end up pledging their loyalty through their art, typically by writing music that honors their cartel. And if you want proof, look no further than Peso Pluma's very own discography. One would be tempted to think that these are nothing but empty threats, but one thing about Mexico's cartels is that they rarely ever play. Simply look at the countless artists, both on the rise and in the spotlight, whose lives have been cut by Mexico's cartels when their lyrics turn to bullets. Artists like the legendary Chalino Sanchez, Valentin Elizalde, and Sergio Gomez, who all played key roles in advancing Mexico's most popular genre, but allowed their arrogance to become their tragic downfall. Thankfully, though, we're looking at all of this from a lens of hindsight, and nothing tragic came to pass for Peso. He cancelled his stop in Tijuana, and the threats seem to have stopped. Peso Pluma continues his rise to fame. For those of you wondering if he's entirely out of the woods yet, the answer is a resounding no. The strength and determination of rival cartels has led the public to speculate whether Peso Pluma is the next artist to go, including a so-called clairvoyant by the name of Vieira Vidente, who predicts that his life will be cut short. What seems to make her credible for the public is that she has a track record of accurately predicting the deaths of large public figures via her viral YouTube videos. Vieira has successfully predicted the deaths of Mexican icons like Mexican-American singer Jenny Rivera, rapper Lefty SM, and a few others. Now the question becomes, will the prophecy be fulfilled, or will Peso put this all behind and beat the odds? I guess only time will tell, but for now, we'll be here keeping an eye out for anything strange. Join us next time as we dive deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole.